Good afternoon. Yesterday I had the opportunity to tour some of the damage in in Collier County. I went to Immokolee, then I went down to Marco Island. I went to Everglade City in Chokoloskee. And one thing you know about the people in this state, and especially around this part of the state, is people are very resourceful, and they're out cleaning up their property. They're doing everything they can to get back in their homes. They want to get back to a normal life. They want their jobs back. They want their kids back in school, and I know they want their power back. Last week I had the opportunity to join the President and the Vice President and the First Lady here in Naples, and we toured the damage and discussed a lot of the recovery efforts. We came and visited some individuals in Collier County, but we also toured by helicopter on the flooding up in Bonita. I'd been to Bonita, I think I was in Bonita right after the storm passed, maybe it was Tuesday, and you don't see it from the street like you see it from the air, because it's massive how many homes were impacted. So I've been amazed by all across our state how well people are coping with, some people have been out of power, some people out of water, some people had problems with sewer, and many people have lost their homes, but they're very committed to getting back to work. So right now our big focus is on debris cleanup. We still have some other issues to deal with. We're up to about 96% of our state has their power back, but for the 400,000 people that don't have their businesses, don't have their power, they're still frustrated. But we're continuing to make progress every day. But right now it's debris cleanup, damage assessment and getting power back, and then also for the individuals that need assistance, working with FEMA to make sure the individual assistance program works. With regard to debris removal, every county has a plan. My expectation is that every county start implementing their plan. If a county is not implementing a plan, then you need to find a different vendor. But you've got to get started. Under my emergency order, I've asked for every county to submit to the state their plan by noon tomorrow, with telling exactly what their deadline is going to be. Think about this. This is from a health and safety standpoint. It's important to get rid of the debris, but also this is a tourism state. One of every 6 jobs in the state is tied to tourism, so we've got to get the state cleaned up. While we've made great progress around the state, we're continuing to make progress with power here. I think it's a little bit more than 70% of the homes and businesses have power here. And I've been told by the utility companies here that they're going to continue to make progress next few days and hopefully get this finished. We've been working with FEMA since this started, and they're all across our state. You'll see FEMA representatives around the state when there's any damage. They're working to try to make sure people know they can get individual assistance, making sure people know what the issues are, or what types of programs they are. If you're a business, if you're looking for an SBA loan, you still work through FEMA. Also, we're working with the Corps. They're doing a variety of things. They've got a blue tarp program that's going to help people that have damage in their roofs. But part of they do a lot of things, but part of it is try to keep everybody in their homes. I can tell you that after we solve a lot of these short-term problems, our problem down the road is going to be housing. We got a lot of people lost their homes, and so we've been working through FEMA, through the State Emergency Operation Team, working with the Corps to try to come up with a plan, county by county, what their needs are. So we're trying to understand what the needs are in each county, and then coming up with a variety of solutions. One thing we haven't thought about lately is Zika. There's a lot of water in the state, and there's a lot of standing water in the state. We've got to make sure that as we recover from Irma, we also get rid of the standing water. You've got to drain everything you can drain. Don't try your best. As difficult it is to get rid of any standing water, so we get fewer mosquitoes. We've been blessed so far this year. We haven't, knock on wood, we haven't had any local transmission areas in the state like we did a year ago, and hopefully we can keep that up. And hopefully, as the weather cools off a little bit, that'll also help us. So, drain your standing water, cover your skin with clothing, use bug repellent, cover your windows and doors with well-feeding screens. So we've got to do everything we can to make sure we don't have active cases of Zika. Let's all remember, with regard to Zika, we're thinking about the mother with the developing baby, and we want all of them to be born healthy. So there's a lot of work to do, but I can tell you from traveling the state, and I've been traveling every day for seems like 2 weeks, one, getting people prepared, and since then, trying to get people to restore to the life they want to live. This is a resilient state, and we're going to keep working hard. But if there's any needs anybody has, if you'll make sure we know them, all your local elected officials, your local emergency management teams, your local department of health, they'll say the same thing. They want to be helpful. They want to solve problems. That's why they took these types of jobs. They want to solve problems. We have great sheriffs, we've got great police departments across the state, and they want people to be safe. I've been traveling today here and in the Keys. I have a variety of agency heads that are traveling with me. The whole goal is, whether it's Department of Health or Surgeon General, Agency for Healthcare Administration, Fish and Wildlife, Emergency Management, the Department of, who else is there? I think that's everybody with me today. But we're trying to make sure, if there's a problem, tell us. I'm trying to bring the teams around the state to make sure we solve problems. But I can tell you that I'm very optimistic. I think if you look at where we were a week ago when this hit to where we are today, we made a lot of progress, and we're not going to stop. We have the opportunity to continue to build the #1 state to live in this country, #1 place to live in the world, and we're going to continue to do that. So I'll be glad to answer any questions anybody has.
Governor, I was just down in Everglade City, and several of the residents were complaining that FEMA was not on the ground, that there were no trucks down there to remove waste, that there were no trailers for people to live, where's FEMA? We haven't seen FEMA other than some people coming around to do paperwork. They said it was much different after Wilma. Do you know anything about that?
Rachel, you want to have?
Sure. At this time, the main priority is to get individuals registered. So those people that are going around are disaster survivor assistance teams, and they're going around to get people registered. We do not do the debris removal. That is we're a reimbursement mechanism to the state, which is the state goes to the county in regards to that. So first priority is to the survivors.
We were in the Keys today, and we were with Secretary Price from HHS, and one thing they've done down there, as you know, the hospitals all got closed down in the Keys, so he brought down an entire volunteer, primarily medical response team. Any other questions?
You sound exhausted.
No, I'm not exhausted. In this job, what you're trying to do is just marshal the resources. My experience is from the president taking decisive action to try to be helpful, to talking to local sheriffs, emergency management teams, that people want to be helpful. We've got volunteers from all over the country. I asked for 17,000 volunteers. The first was to staff the shelters, because we had to put up all those shelters so quickly. We put up almost 600 shelters overnight. But I can tell you, we had, in I think 24 hours, we had 17,000 volunteers. We were worried about food that night. We called Cheney Brothers, we called Walmart, we called Publix. They opened up their warehouses for us. So in my job, and I think a lot of people that are part of this, what they're saying is they're just trying to marshal the resources. All right, thanks everybody.
Okay. Before we